So, here we are, talking about goaltenders in the Red Wings and the Edmonton Oilers organization. Now, I wanted to combine these two topics into a video here just because I wanted to talk about both of them, but I don't really think there's enough ammo to make two full-length video commentaries about them separately, so let's just put them together. Red Wings fans, Oilers fans, y'all can play nice for now, and then wait until Detroit goes out there and plays off against Vancouver later today. That's obviously going to be number one priority on my to-watch list tonight. Edmonton has the Winnipeg Jets, so as long as Draisaitl and Bouchard get points, I'll be very happy for my fantasy team. Anyways, big conversation surrounding the Edmonton Oilers these days revolves around their goaltending situation. They just traded for Tristan Jarry, who, of course, is now hurt, and Connor Ungar is the guy who has been called up and who has been decently successful. I mean, his .923 save percentage win over the Predators 2 days ago was something. There were some losses in there. There were some really good games in there, too. Ungar, for what it's worth, didn't really play all too well in the AHL, .856 save percentage this season, but he is a pretty solid goaltending option for what the Oilers have right now. Add on the conversation on Calvin Pickard, and you realize that, hey, Pickard this season is a barely replaceable level goaltender. He is an .873 guy at the moment in 15 games played. I don't know what happened to Calvin Pickard this season, but the guy has just not been it. I mean, you look at the game log, you look at what he was able to do last season, it just doesn't match up. 900 save percentage goaltender last year, but an .886 guy in the playoffs, and this year in a lot of his recent games, yes, there were some 1 save percentage games in there. There was a 976 game back in December, but the consistency is all over the place. 818 against Dallas, 762 against Colorado, 857 against Philly. There are some good games and some terrible ones, so it's been a very difficult path for Edmonton Oilers fans to find stability in their goaltending, which is why I wanted to turn your attention from Connor Ungar over to Connor Ungar, a guy that might actually be somebody worth paying attention to. He's a 23-year-old, 6'2", 205, left-handed catching goaltender from Calgary, Alberta, signed by the Edmonton Oilers as a free agent. Connor Ungar was recently playing for the ECHL's Fort Wayne Comets last year, where in 35 games played he had a .903 save percentage and a .274 goals against. Before that, he spent a season with Brock University at the U Sports level, so university hockey in Canada, and also played in the WHL for a few years. This season, though, in a limited AHL sample, Connor Ungar has a .944 save percentage in 4 games played. Add on to a whole bunch of ECHL games where he is essentially at a .944 as well. For the Greensboro Gargoyles, Ungar is at a .945 in 4 games. For the Fort Wayne Comets, he is at a .944 in 2 games. And for the Orlando Solar Bears, he's at a .944 as well in 5 games. The goals against are kind of all over the place, but essentially, the guy stops .944 of the shots that he faces, no matter the league. And look, just a stat line like this is kind of ridiculous. The fact that he has played for 3 ECHL teams in 1 season and 1 AHL team, all while being under contract with an NHL team, it's quite remarkable. But I do think this gives Oilers fans some ammo to discuss whether or not Connor Ungar is a guy that should be treated as a potential option for Edmonton. Like, is he going to come in and be Connor Hellebuck? Probably not, but you're giving Connor Ungar a chance. He's been all right. If he starts to falter a little bit and you don't want to rely on Calvin Pickard, is Connor Ungar an option that you at least try? He is under contract. You are allowed to do this. He has been good everywhere he has gone. Imagine going from 3 ECHL teams to an AHL team and then maybe getting a cup of coffee with an NHL team all in the same year. You look at the game log and you can see this guy has been bouncing around from team to team to team since October. It's been quite a run for Connor Ungar, and I do think he deserves his flowers because he is stopping a lot of pucks at the AHL level so far. Now, with that in mind, I wanted to shift gears from talking about goaltending prospects in Edmonton to goaltending prospects in Detroit, because man oh man, Rudy Guimond out of the Moncton Wildcats in the QMJHL is still giving us reasons to talk about him here on the YouTube channel. 6'4", 187, he's 20, he's in the QMJHL, so of course he's going to be younger, and he was a Red Wings draftee back in 2023, 6th round, 169th overall. Guimond had a crazy year last year with a .940 save percentage, 16-0-0 in the Moncton Wildcats system, and then he had a .916 save percentage in the playoffs. Much better regular season numbers than in the postseason, but this year, Rudy Guimond is at a .924 save percentage in 29 total games played. Still solid numbers, especially in an offense-heavy QMJHL. This is all nice fodder for the future of Rudy Guimond, as this 20-year-old is going to be heading over to Harvard in the NCAA in 2026. So if any Red Wings fan is looking for Guimond to take over the reins of the Griffins or the Red Wings crease anytime soon, it doesn't look like that's going to happen right away. There will still be some buffer time. But the reason we're talking about Guimond today is because he was just named the QMJHL's Goalie of the Month with an 8-1 record for the month of December. Let's go out there and read the press release over here. Guimond and the Moncton Wildcats have been a winning combination from the moment the 20-year-old from Montreal strapped on the pads to begin his time in the Q. The last month of 2025 was no exception, as he and the defending champions kept up the chase for first place in the overall standings. In 7 of 9 appearances, Guimond allowed 3 goals or fewer. 6 of those appearances included a save percentage of .920 or better. The second-year netminder also went the entire month without losing a start, his lone defeat coming in a mop-up duty game against Cape Breton on the 18th. Among Guimond's December highlights were a hard-fought 45-save victory against St. John in the 4th and a triumph over Newfoundland in the 17th, in which he kicked aside 43 of 46 shots. Despite spending just over 13 months in the Wildcats organization, Rudy Guimond has been stellar every step of the way, posting 46 wins in 53 total games over that time. This season sees the 2023 Detroit Red Wings draftee leading the league with 22 victories and a .924 save percentage entering 2026. So Rudy Guimond, ladies and gentlemen, is going out there and showing a lot out of his draft stock. And for a guy that was taken in the 6th round 3 years ago, obviously it's hard to find somebody who's better. Now, I guess you can say, oh, Emmett Finney was better. Yeah, but Emmett Finney is the exception, not the rule. You can't be finding NHL-level players in the 6th and 7th round all the time. So for a guy like this to have had the explosion that he had in the QMJHL last season, to carry that momentum forward this season, and inevitably take that into the NCAA next season, it's a pretty good path to follow, and I think a lot of Red Wings fans are going to be intrigued watching Guimond as he continues his QMJHL dominance, hopefully allowing that to prosper into NCAA dominance as well. There still is Trey Augustine to pay attention to in the Red Wings organization, so obviously there are a number of good goaltenders there. But I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about Rudy Guimond out of Detroit? What are your thoughts on Connor Ungar in the Edmonton Oilers organization? Do you think either of these teams could be interested in bringing these guys in sooner? Actually, no. I take that back. The Red Wings have no choice. They have to let Guimond go to college. That's his plan. If you're an Oilers fan, do you want to see Ungar get a chance? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.